It does have wider nail beds. Usually I use a smaller brush, but since she has wider nail beds, I don't have to do that. And it's good that you guys have plans to do redesigns. You guys can just make sure that you guys use a nice cover powder that you can refill and just redesign without having to drill down. I don't do any drill downs. My clients know that. That's why for whenever they want to wear a set for longer, they definitely make sure that they, you know, pick a color or a design that I use cover powder. So I'm gonna look at the nail, see where structure I want to rebuild. Probably a few spots here I'm gonna just smooth out because I was drilling off the last design. I kind of put indents in that by accident. So I want to be rebuilding the structure of the nail, making sure that the structure is back, the apex has been moved, surface area is smooth. Very important, as you guys can see. This is what we're looking for here. And a lot of you guys don't do refills. And I think that you should do refills because refills is definitely one of those things where there's a lot of techniques and refills that you need as a nail tech. And for a lot of you guys that are missing out on those techniques, it's kind of redundant. Because as a nail tech, we need to be able to do as much as we can. Look at that. Nice C-curve structure in the nails. So I redo that for every nail because sometimes when we drill off designs, we do drill off excess that we do not need. And I appreciate you guys hit that share button. If you enjoy, you support the platform, support the content. And I have implemented a little fun thing. You guys come in, if you guys are new here, if you're not new here, introduce yourself, where you're from, if you're a nail tech, how long you've been doing nails, something like that, because I kind of like to read that. A lot of you guys don't know I do go through my old lives and I read comments, and that's how I get to see meet a lot of you guys that are always on here. Sometimes you're maybe silent, you're just a silent watcher, but you've been watching me for months or years. I do kind of want to meet, just meeting, just to see a little story, because I remember nail techs. I remember what I read. So I do go through and rewatch some of my lives sometimes just to see the comments. So sometimes I miss a lot of comments or people ask me questions. That's how I decide what I talk about when I do my late night Q&As and stuff like that. So don't be shy, and if you're shy, it's fine too. But if you would like to introduce yourself, go ahead and do that, because there's a lot of people in here that we're all nail techs and strive to have the same goal and passion. You never know who could be supporting you in the future. Okay. So I'm gonna rebuild the structure. Look how nice and smooth that is. Ooh. Hi. What's up, Amanda? What's up, Barbie? Good morning. It's a nice bead. Remember, I'm building the structure. Make sure I'm flushing the cuticles. I'm just refilling, then I'm gonna do 90s art on this. And I don't want too thick, but there's some spots on the nail base that I'm gonna rebuild because I did drill a little bit excess off because I had a lot of designs on here and a lot of rhinestones. So you know there's some spots maybe a little bit lighter, thinner. You definitely got to check out your site profile. The most important thing about C curve is a lot of people don't realize that it has to be, and the distribution of powder has to be in a curve form. Because I used these C curve tips, my C curve tips last time I did the set. So I gotta make sure that the structure is gonna be consistent. Because it really affects the shape if you don't do the C curve correctly. Look how nice and smooth that looks. This is just refills, guys. There's nothing special. Like, you can do a refill. It looks like a full set. Saves you so much time. You don't have to build any of the body of the nail. You're just going through and just filling in the top and bringing the powder through. Making sure you don't do too much powder now. A little bit of missing powder there. I'm just gonna put a tiny bit in there. I'm gonna let this powder dry a little bit on my brush before I put it in there. Nudge towards the cuticle area. Blend it in. Clean out that excess. We don't want any excess. Just enough to fill that little gap. Check my profile. Should I get the right structure for the nails? Bring out enough powder to make sure the tip is covered. Sometimes I like to put just a little more powder on the base because when I was drilling off, I drew off a lot of excess. So this gives me the ability to let the powder sit and then just pull through lightly. Kind of put like a nice thin coat over whatever I accidentally drilled off so that I have my structure of the nail, the durability is still there, see? I don't want any uneven surfaces. Ooh, look at everybody commenting now. I like this. Amanda from Key Largo, licensed since 2021, just now practicing. Okay, so you welcome to the industry, Amanda. Hello there, looking to learn more since I'm self-taught. How are you? Good. If you want to learn, here's the time. Erica, 2010. Ooh, living in Vegas. Oh, Erica, I think you're going to my Vegas class, I believe. 2010, that's over a decade, guys, of being licensed. For a lot of you guys that have been licensed for a long time, do you think the industry has changed a lot since we've gotten our license? Because I was licensed in what, 2009, 8? And I feel like the industry has changed so much over the years that my license pretty much, and I feel like students are now getting licensed the same way they're getting licensed and coming in the industry the same way we were coming in the industry back then. It's really at a disadvantage because, let's be honest, the industry is not the same animal that it was 10 years ago. We had less to worry about 10 years ago. There wasn't even any social media, let alone all these designs, all these products, tools, all that stuff right now. That's why I do these classes. I want to really catch these licensed nail techs up. I have a lot of nail schools that actually send their students to our classes. It's so cool. A lot of nail academies, they come after their graduation. They all come as a group to learn designs and trending techniques and stuff like that. And that's amazing. In Vegas, actually, I have a whole academy coming, 14 students. They're all gonna come in, support each other. Even their instructors come in. That's support, guys. Jai Rose, Pennsylvania, beginner nail tech. Welcome, beginner nail tech. Licensed since 2021 from Michigan. Hey, my hometown. Michigan representing. You guys know I'm all about the interaction with my community. I like reading comments. I like remembering and knowing nail techs. Sometimes when I see on my feed, I see people getting their license. I can see people graduating. I'm like, oh, I'm so happy for you guys. I've always been a big pusher of being licensed nail tech. a becoming license. You know, a lot of you guys are still on the fence about it. Um, it's pretty good. I want techs to start working in like salon environment. I really think that every nail tech should like work on a salon at least once in their career. You know, at least once. Which gem glue do you use for the crystal not to fall longer? I use really just anything off Amazon, like those little jewelry glue. It's really how you place the crystal. A lot of people don't realize that crystal placement is more important than the glue itself. You can have the best glue, but if you don't have good crystal placement with support stones and such, it ain't gonna last, you know? So it's not always the glue. Yes, the glue doesn't matter, but crystal placement is the most important thing with the stones staying on, okay? I think that sometimes when you put a bunch of stones on there all rolled next to each other, it stays longer because they're all stuck together, so they support each other. If you put one or two big stones on there, it's gonna come off easier. Why? So crystal placement is one of those things. I got Monique. She's gonna be doing lives on here, so she's gonna be doing at night. So a lot of you guys that want to look at crystal placement, she has crystal placements coming up. You know, for you guys. She does some crystal placements for you guys, so really nice. If you haven't seen my video yesterday, I introduced my team. They're my live streaming team. They're gonna be doing lives on here and sharing their little bit themselves. I hope you guys support them like how you support me. I've always wanted to bring more and more talented nail techs. You know, nail techs that have talent, but maybe kind of like, you know, hidden gem in the nail industry. And I'll notice them and I'll give them a chance to come on and grow themselves with the Nail Desk Studios team and help the community, you know, bring more content to the community. So right now what I'm doing is I'm building a little bit on the outer interior of this one, because I think this one I drilled out a little bit too much excess out here while I was taking off the polish and such. So I'm gonna definitely be building this out. Look at that. Gotta look at the side view, make sure that all the spots are equally have the powder, because you don't want any spots that are dipped in, because especially with C-curve tips, it has to be very even. You've been doing this 2 years, officially starting business last year. Thank you. Yeah, it is definitely rougher than the pandemic. Lovely. Key Largo, Florida. I just did a C-curve set a little harder than regular tips. Yes, they are a little harder, right? Right, Edgar? You know why? Because that's actually, you have to be responsible for not just the top, it's like the whole curvature of the nail. So definitely not for beginners, because a lot of beginners really wouldn't know how to control all this powder. And then a lot of times people that jump in the C-curve tips where they have the understanding of it, it becomes very thick. So you gotta be careful. But eventually, you know, you're getting used to it, and you'll see how the tips are supposed to work. Because everybody just thinks that it's just the same as the flat tips. No, they're not. There's a certain way you have to build your acrylic. There's a certain way you have to shape. There's a certain way you have to, you know, work that makes it completely different. Most people get confused by that, and then it becomes really bulky. But if you do C-curve tips right, the shape actually looks really fun. I'm just doing a fill, but I'm gonna just strengthen up my base of my nail with a little bit more acrylic. It'll smooth out any uneven surfaces. Sometimes when you drill off designs or something like that, the nail itself will become a little bit bulky, like have missing spots. You don't want that. So I'm about to finish up my fill here. Just enough monomer. Hopefully I have enough to clean my brush. Nudge to the cuticle area. I don't want too much powder up here because I already have a base and I already have an apex. The last thing I want to do is put a huge bead. It's going to cause more work for yourself, okay? I'll probably have to pour a little bit more liquid to clean my brush. You see, I'm just building in that nice base again. I want to make sure my base of my nail is going to be nice and structured, because when you're drilling down, like I said, you do take away a little bit of that. Okay. Before I go back to shaping and hand filing, I'm going to put a little bit more monomer in here and clean my brush. I like cleaning my brush with monomer because monomer doesn't damage it. Just like that. Feather through. Ooh, nice. Okay. So when you feather through with your finger like that and you don't feel any resistance, or you don't feel the bristles sticking together, you know that it's clean, okay? But you feel them sticking together, you know that's acrylic that's in there. Now that's okay, because that acrylic has been in monomer the whole time you've been working, so it's nice and soft. So you don't have to worry about, you can just do it, you can clean out easier than if you let it sit there for an hour, then you're done. Because it's gonna be dried up, you have to soak it now. A 100 filer. That's not bad. 3,500 for school. So this is a taper. Oh, thank you, Amanda, for the stars. Do you apply activator after the acrylic? No, you don't. There's activator. The only time you do activator is when you do dip. This is acrylic. The monomer is the chemical byproduct to dry it. If you have issues with your acrylic drying, it's probably the acrylic. It could be too pigmented and not enough acrylic, so it doesn't dry. You should never have to apply activator. So generally, we want the nail generally like this. Let me zoom in for you guys. Later I'm gonna do the cuticle area. I'm gonna throw it down a little bit, but it's gonna be a lot more smooth than by the apex area. I don't have to file much because my shape should already be there for my last set. That's why I love doing fills. You would charge more for school? A lot of nail techs taught themselves in the first lockdown. I think the COVID lockdown gave this industry such a burst of new nail techs. It's crazy. There's a lot of nail techs that came out from that. That's exciting. There's a lot of new talent that maybe you never knew. There's some nail techs that never knew they could do nails until they had to do their own nails. Like, oh, I like this. They made the career change. It's crazy. It's amazing, actually. My class in Vegas is July 5th and 6th. That's next month. A few seats left there. This is a 100 by 100. You got the monomer in the mail today? Try it, Edgar. Let me know what you think. Everybody loves my monomer. How do you get over having to work with other? How do you get over having to work over with other coworkers that may be rude, confrontational, and you're a quiet person? I feel like if you run that environment, you definitely gotta make sure you stay to yourself, or maybe it's just not the place for you, or the owner should definitely. You should talk to the owner about it, and maybe they talk to them about it and say, hey, you know, we want to create a nice, non-hostile environment. You never confront. If you both are employees at the salon, you never confront each other. Okay? You always you go speak to the owner, hey, you know, I think this person could calm down a little bit so that we can create a more friendly environment for our staff, for our patrons. No owner's gonna be like, oh, no, I want rowdiness in here. Can you use clear acrylic for big stones? Yes, you can. You can use builder gel, clear acrylic. I recommend using builder gel a little bit, it can clear acrylic, it can leave like a residue, so be careful. There you guys go. C curve refill. See how the nice the shape is? As long as you build the structure. Ooh. 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 Say what you will, but I know how to build structure, y'all. Acrylic is my specialty. Practice for a year. Ooh, one number chisel powder. This is 15 OMB. I love how they look like. I know, Edgar, I know. When you glue the tips, do you hold the finger down or straight? I hold it straight because I want to see an overview of the finger. I want to make sure that the finger is lined up to the sidewall. When you're holding it down, you can't really see as much. Well, that's a personal preference. Whatever works best for you, to be honest with you. I've seen people hold down. My preference is I hold straight. Because I'm always looking over in the nail. So if I hold it down, I won't be able to see the top view of it. C curve or upcharge, yes. You do have tutorials, keep brushes. Yeah, I have tutorial on. I've done a lot of tutorials here on Facebook Lives too. You look through some of my lives, you can look at the caption. It says, hey, you know, I'm teaching you how to clean the brushes. I do have the actual video. I have to post on YouTube soon. I'm gonna post on YouTube how to clean the brushes and stuff like that. It's very important, actually. I saved it for my live. I'm gonna post it on YouTube so you get easy access to it. You have to look through. Make sure you file the bottoms when the C curve. Sometimes when acrylic gets on curl over the bottom there, definitely not appealing. I'm very anal when it comes to acrylic on the bottom of the nail. My skill is serious, thank you. My school is 800. Yeah, well, depending on where you got your license to. Some states are a lot cheaper because they have less hours. Some states require more hours, so it's just gonna be more expensive. And some include, like, you know, cosmetology and all that stuff too. If you did a cosmetology course. Structure. I didn't even know that it's created. I was created until I started doing that myself. Can you tell what number correct? Use 15 OMB by chisel. Spicy. Cuticle to cuticle, make sure everything's the same length. Ooh, that one's a little bit longer. This one's a lot longer. So I always gotta check, okay? Sometimes, because I did a cut down earlier, so I might have cut down less. There you go. sure everything is the same, crisp. All right. Sometimes I get dip in my application after sometimes I get a dip in my application after my apex. That's because you're not blending the apex, Chantel. When Vegas class happens, I'll show you what I mean by that. When we're in Vegas, so I think you're in the Vegas class, right? You have to blend your apex in. A lot of people just put the apex and they leave it there, and it's too bulky. So you have that dip from the cuticle and dip from the base to the base, and that's not how you do a proper apex, because you don't have proper control, understanding of the powder yet or the technique yet. So that's practically normal. Everybody that first does the apex runs into that issue. You're fine. But after class, you're gonna realize what I'm talking about. Oh wow. Sorry, you might have to find a new shop, Amanda. 12 months decided to enroll in school. Congratulations, Heather. I started school in 3rd, and I was like, oh. Well, schools are open back up now, Heather. You should still pursue your dreams. Will you be in Boston anytime soon? I already taught my Boston private class already. Maybe in the future, I might do more private classes around the nation. But right now, I have a lot of private classes in Orlando. My next private class in Orlando is just almost filled up right now. I'm gonna see how many of the interested party are gonna, be putting in the deposit, and then I'll post some opening seats for Orlando private class. The next one. You apply after you done 2 or 3 layers. Oh, that's dip, not acrylic. Yeah. Which brush number you use? I use the 14 this time, but I usually use 16, 10, 12. I use every brush actually, because I told everybody that whatever I sell I use, so I use all size brushes. No point of me selling something to you guys and I don't use it myself. That doesn't make any sense. Down to the stickers, to the foils, to the glitters, to everything I sell, I use. I think that's truly something. If you want people to support you, you definitely have to use what they use. So if it's good enough for me to use, it's good enough for you to use. I can't see buying something like this from someone that doesn't use their own stuff. I'm using my hand file. It just gives me a little bit more surface area, a little quicker for me to do this. I'll still go through my drill with my cuticle area soon. Thickness of the tip. I think I just did earlier, Edgar. Hopefully you saw that. Crabcast, New Jersey? Possibly. You guys have to really follow my Instagram and turn up that notification, the bell, because I post a lot on there for my classes and on my Facebook also. So don't miss it. A lot of people, after we fill the class or after we've done the class, they finally see it. They're like, "Ah, you were here?" I'm like, "Yes, I was." I don't want you to miss it. A lot of people miss out on the giveaways too. What side are you on, Heather? When we come back to East Coast, we're going to be focusing on mainly master classes, which are like fully designed classes. We still do acrylic, because then we still demo acrylic, but we really don't spend time for the hands-on, because we assume that anybody in the master class knows how to lay acrylic, all that stuff. So we just said demo some techniques, some of the designs with it. And then we focus on more art designs and trending designs, because a lot of my students are ready for that. Because I did almost 7, 8, 9 classes here on the East Coast. And I think a lot of students are building stuff up. They're ready for the next level. So there you guys go. See? That's spicy. You see how this area is lighter? Because my hand file won't be able to hit the cuticle. I need to go back through. This is just hand filing, guys. You know, you can do this with any filer. I recommend 100 by 100 grit, and nothing too gritty. 80/80 maybe too rough. And the reason why I do this is because my surface area is smooth. The last thing I want to do is put a running metal drill bit on it and accidentally eat into it. And remember, these are straight tips, so we use a straight board, so it gives us an even surface smoothness. And later on, I'll go through my cuticle area with my bit because I can't get in there. And you don't have to worry about hitting the client's finger because if you have an apex, it's gonna stop at the apex area. See? So you won't hit their cuticle area at all. So it won't hurt them at all. Don't worry. So we're almost finished here. We're gonna use the drill bit after this. And I don't have to worry about this too much because I already smoothed this out with my hand filer. You'll see the light areas, you'll know that it's an uneven surface. So a few quick strokes, move it circular, and you'll be able to smooth that area down. The smoother your surface area, the quicker your work is. So yeah, for a lot of you guys that are doing long nails, hand filing definitely will speed up a little bit the process for you because you do less work. So after this, I'm gonna give you guys the thickness of the tip again. A lot of you guys asked, and hopefully I'll do about 1 credit card to 1.5 credit card thickness, not too thick, okay? Especially C-curve. You do C-curve tips really thick, ooh. It's gonna take on a whole different shape. It's 100 grit, the filer. It'll leave a scratch mark, but I'm gonna use a fine sanding band and go through and sand everything down before I buff and do designs. Here's the tip. My thickness, see the curve? Here's the side profile. Now I'm gonna go through with my fine sharp bit. This my 5-in-1. It's customized, it's a fine. Just wanna do the cuticle area. Need to go into the cuticle area, flush it down. This is important. This is where the lifts will happen, so you gotta flush it down so you can eliminate as much lift as possible, okay? this area is going to be really kind of bulky if you do a lot of powder, so you got to make sure you go through and smooth this area out. Get these corners smooth down. This is where it can bulge out right here. I see a lot of that. The bulges right here. Just bring it in a little bit. I know sometimes it's hard because when we do application, we don't really notice it. And we can go through and smooth this out if you want to. And this is already smooth, so I'm just gonna take down the scratch marks with my drill bit. As much as I can. There we go. Structurally, this is what I'm looking for. This is a straight tip. It's a C-curve tip. But you can't hand file in here though. This is why you guys have a lot of lifts. I know it's very scary, but nowadays you can't depend on hand file your application alone. No one's application alone. We're not doing Russian manicures where we're laying that gel, builder gel. Okay, this is acrylics. It will lift. If you don't flush this in, it will lift. See? Circular motion. You see here earlier, if I went through here, it was really bumpy with this drill bit. It's gonna be hell for me. Now that I've smoothed it down, I'm going to go through and just smooth everything out very nice and easy. I don't even use any pressure on my drill bit. The less pressure I use, the less ability for me to eat into the acrylic. One of those big things is like sometimes you eat into the acrylic unintentionally. Just put light pressure on uneven surfaces. This gives me the ability to just go through and guide everything, smoothing out. And later I'm gonna buff this too. See? A lot has changed, yes. Around this area here is very important. A lot of people miss this area because they think they just go through the cuticle lightly and then they just leave it here and it kind of bulge over on the side. You kind of see that. You want the wells to be nice and smooth and kind of come in, okay? You don't want any wider than it is. simple. It's important this curvature is nice and curved over. You'd be surprised. And I'm not drilling down on the apex area either. I'm just lightly going through it. And you still keep your structure. This drill is a Pro Power 20K by Medicool. My apex in my life. Thank you. There you go. Fairly quick and simple. I'm really paying attention to mainly the apex, the cuticle area. A lot of people ask me, I get lifts and pop off. I tell them this is it. This is how I don't have lifts and pop offs. Right here, guys. Because I'm flushing this cuticle right down to the natural nail bed. Gives me the ability to, when this nail grows out, it's not going to grow out, and there's not going to be any excess acrylic that's going to cause it to lift, compromise my integrity. There you guys go. Well, there it is. I'm running about maybe a 10. I'd run my drill a bit quick faster though, because I have a lot of control over my drill. My technique for my drill is really good. I don't recommend you guys running it too fast, because the faster you do it, you lose control a little bit. You're gonna cut the client. Faster speeds, sharper tools gives me the ability to go through and just get what I need to get done quickly. But that does not mean that it's the safest way to do things. See how easy it is for me to go up and down and just smooth out the surface. I already used my hand filer earlier, so I already smoothed the surface out. So there's no bumps for my drill to skip or bounce off on. I love that. This is the corner that I always smooth out because I know that's gonna bulge out later on me. Pinky nails are so cute too. I think one time someone asked me to speed and they put the same speed as me and they actually they cut themselves really bad. So I have to always give like a fine print, like please don't. Speed is based off on your comfortability, not. It is not like a. Everybody has to use the speed. No, everybody has to prep like this. No. Where you're comfortable working at, and then work your way up to faster speed once you get more control and handling of your tools. This shit is metal and this shit is sharp and it's running on a motor. So I have to be really, really careful with that. And generally I run the same speed. You can switch speed. You can go slower when you do the cuticle area because you want to be more careful. Then speed it up once you go to the body of the nail where you're not no longer in the cuticle area. That should be fine. This side, this is where I don't like when it's bulged out. Got 3 fingers left here, almost done. I'm gonna buff and then design 90s. 90s. You want a French style, like in the picture, or you want just?
Yeah, you could do it like that. Yeah. Like a little pink at the bottom showing.
Well, I have to put the lighter colors on the bottom, the dark colors on top, so that covers. I'll start with the lighter colors first. I still switch over to circular motion, you guys see, because circular motion, the way this drill bit is made, the circular motion smooths out the surface a lot easier. finger, release. Cuticle. Angle your drill bit, get in there. I recommend leaving some cuticle behind. Don't, if you push cuticles, fine, but don't try to trim all the cuticle off, because sometimes when you're doing this, you actually need the excess cuticle because you're removing that at that point right now. So instead of cutting them, you're actually just removing the excess cuticles that you were intending to move earlier on. So now I'm gonna go through in the bottom, clean up any excess, which is really none because we didn't do a set. Just so when I was cutting down, there was maybe some kind of uneven surfaces or something like that. I'm just gonna clean it out a little bit. There we go, just like new. That's the fill, y'all. This buffer will just buff out any imperfections. Really, we did a lot of work already. I didn't go through with a fine buffer because I did it with my 501 anyway. I guess, look. Okay. Just like that. Alright, wash your hands. We're gonna go right into designs. I'm gonna use my jet art paint hopefully to do these designs. 90s. I started at 4, I went to 7. Oh, there you go, Marcel. Gotta work your way up. So I'm gonna use pink, blue, white, hot pink, yellow, of course. Red and 90s nails? Red? Is there red and 90s nails? I don't ever decide. Purple. Of course I need black. Is there red in that set? 90s nails?
Red? I don't know. Let's see.
if there is a red. I don't.
No, it's pink.
Let me see.
It's like pink, orange, blue.
Pink, green.
Pink, green, blue, orange.
Let's go papaya. Is there a purple?
No, I was just about to say that. I want you to put purple. Yes, these are perfect.
Yeah. Yes. Wow, too many colors. So, a few things I'm gonna get out. Some paper towels. Dapping dish. Put a little bit of acetone in here. I will get my liner brush. Oh, that's a detailer. Get my liner brush out. Oh, no, that's not it. Here it is. Clean this real quick. I'll use that later. Definitely gonna need this brush to paint. Okay, let's go. So I'm gonna put, let me clean this purple out real quick because I think I had some, this mixed in. There's some red in there, but you don't want red?
No, you don't have to do it.
Okay. Let's do yellow. Let's do yellow. Where's my papaya color?
Papaya.
No, actually, this is good. Pink, hot pink. The reason why we can't use the natural pink is because this already has natural pink on it. We have to use hot pink, so no natural pink, no baby pink.
That's cool. Oh, you okay?
You know what I'm talking about?
Pink. Yes, the same.
Hold on, let me grab my orange.
Yes, that's what's missing. Orange. I was about to say we need one more color.
Got it. This is right here. Ooh. There we go, baby. Got them all. So let's start out with the more pastel colors first. Those are going to be the ones that are going to be I might have to start that lower because I have to do the French look. Using my art gel because it just gives me a nice pigment. I won't lose my shape. It's very important not to lose your shape when you're doing this, guys. So I don't use gel polish most of the time because it just loses the shape. And my gel paints are very, very pigmented, so. So I'm gonna go through, put these colors in. You see, I don't have to cure in between nails because all the pigment will just stay where it needs to stay. Too high. Actually, the French style will be a bit harder. Let's just do a. We're not gonna do all the way to the top, but just kind of faux, okay?
Let's go.
So for color blending purposes, I'm gonna cure this first before I do the next layer of paint because I don't want the paint to blend in together. So we're gonna go ahead and flash cure this for 30 seconds. I'm gonna go over here and do this hand. And this design requires you to take your time. You know, it's steps, guys. It's not something that's gonna, boom, happen. Do it one time and get it done with. So if you're gonna be doing 90s art, you gotta make sure, back in the day they use a little bit easier, right? Regular polish, just put it on a bunch of regular, actually not really, because it dries fast. I don't really only need one coat. Nothing too much. It's very pigmented and it stays. So I can give myself a one coat. Is there other stuff we're putting over this too? Ooh, that was close. I'm just putting all over the place, almost like cow prints. So I'm done with my yellow. I'm gonna take the next pastel color that I have in here, which is my blue. But the reason why I do those first is I want to do the pigmented ones last because they'll cover the other colors up. So generally I'll do the blue and the orange first and the purple and hot pink last. This is my Oval 3D brush. I use this a lot with painting art gel. Because it's a nice, nice quality brush. You're able to take the gel and be able to paint it. If you use like a regular brush, it won't be able to do this. Hands down. This is more like the next generation of 90s art, huh?
style.
About to bring it back in style, baby.
Especially for summer.
Maybe we'll call it 90s abstract pastels.
Yeah, with all the summer colors.
And if we disrespect any of the 90s art, we apologize. If we disrespect
What did they call it though? Just art, nail art?
Yeah, they call it nail art back then. They call it nail art back then, but now we call it 90s art. Because it was from the 90s. The style was from the 90s. Honestly, a lot of the 90s stuff is very unique. That's why it's like it deserves to be brought back.
Yeah, dude.
There's some stuff there's some stuff in the 90s I don't want brought back though. Is the duck nails.
What's the duck nails?
Where it just flares out.
Oh yeah, like the regular square, like.
No. These are like duck nails, like a duck bill platypus.
I ain't never seen that.
Where it's like a duck bill shape.
This is cute. That pink is gonna set it off.
Yeah, that's why I do those dark colors last. I have a bit of control where it goes. It's just like a nice base colors. I think this is my own type of 90s nails, to be honest with you.
Whatever you did just now, it looked cute like that.
I know, I can just leave it like this. It look cute like this, right guys? We ain't stopping there. I gotta be careful going in there. I'll use my liner brush to get myself in there. You want to call this 20th century abstract art. '90s art today. Ah! Like I said, if I disrespect any 90s artists out there, I'm sorry. I just want to do my own little 90s style. Revamp it a little bit, you know, bring it to this generation.
Yes, because I haven't seen it yet.
We are artists, so we definitely gonna grow. We take from the old, bring it to the new generation. Just like the TV, colored TVs. It used to be black and white, now we color. I really hope you guys enjoy this set, because I think this is gonna set off once I do all the other colors and the little intricate designs. Or it could just be hideous. Who knows? Who knows? It could be hideous. No one will like it, but I still did it. Ah! Dip my orange into my hot pink. Ah! I ain't done. Don't put your hand away, put it in the gel machine until I'm finished. You know I am with pastel colors, guys. I love them. Okay. I'll switch to a more pointed brush, the purple. Ooh, I went into the black there.
You said what?
I almost went to the black. So the pink is gonna be my final color. It's gonna be the hottest color on here, literally. So I'm gonna make sure that it's gonna pop. And I'll put it throughout the whole nail over all the other colors because it would be the most dominant. That's why I don't want to start with my most dominant color, because see these dominant colors, I can go through these colors just fine. If you start with the dominant color first, you can't do that with the more or less dominant colors, okay? Start with the pastels, bring in the dominance. very pigmented. Okay, now for the hot pink to come in. So I'm gonna take my liner brush out. I'm bringing the hot pink. That's gonna be my most dominant color. So that's gonna be what I'm gonna be accenting around here. Sorry, just really nice coverage. I'll be able to use this hot pink wherever I need to. Generally where I feel like I want to put it is where I have harsh lines. It'll make up for that. See, look like a Picasso. We can't have 90s art without those little black dots and swirls. Ooh.
That's what make it lit.
Yeah.
The black and white.
That's crazy. That's like the most lit part of the 90s art is those little swirls. I remember doing that with
like the little 3 dots.
Yeah. I remember doing that with my with the regular polish. I used to hated it with a passion. I couldn't stand it with regular polish.
Like colors all smeared up together.
Yeah, it's just with regular polish, bro. It's just, So mine's kind of more like an abstract.
Damn, I love these colors together.
probably so many other ways of doing this, but this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it more abstract. The 90s style is very unique. There's actually people that specialize in it, only 90s art, you know that? Because it's like almost like an outdated technique, like, because we have so much different products now. Before, with regular palettes, they can just go through. But there's actually people that can do 90s art really well. 90s design. I want to say this is more like a Picasso.
Mm-hmm.
Picasso 90s art. Abstract 90s meet 21st century. 20th millennia. The next millennia. Okay, now for the, I'm gonna put with all these. You ready? They're gonna be like, ooh, like in Living Color. Remember that show?
Yes.
In Living Color. Okay. Let's add black and white to this, y'all. Yes, yeah, everything's coming together. Baby. How long has it been since I've done these swirls, these white designs? Yes.
Oh, well done. That's good. It's definitely coming again.
Baby. that was close. That's why you go to New York or in the northern states and you run into someone that does like really, really amazing 90s art. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, in New York, I seen that.
Yeah, I'd be running
That's
into
where it was
people like that.
popping at.
Yeah, it was popping up there, bro.
I'm gonna buy me some K-Swiss from Journeys. I'm about to be lit. I'm gonna look like straight back in the day. With the big gold hoop earrings.
No, hoops. And you know what's next, guys? Is that dotting tool, baby. Who remembers the dotting tool?
This is so nice.
Wait, where's my dot? There it is. Let's do the other direction. Mm-hmm. 90's enough for you guys? Nope. Dab too many times there. Trying to rush through that. Make sure you cure this corner, okay? It's not cured properly yet. You're leaning your thumb. See why we cure in between? So we mess up, we just take it off. We'll be good to go. Okay.
I can't believe you, John.
What?
You did exactly what I wanted it to look like.
Why can't you
It
believe
looked
me?
more like newer, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I told you I do the newer generation of 90s for you.
You understood the assignment.
I read. Wow. People underestimate the dotting tool. A lot of nail techs don't even know what to use these for anymore. The dotting tool was like one of the most used tool for designs back in the day. It was crazy. And there we have it, y'all.
Does that like it?
90s with a little bit of a new generation twist. Hopefully you guys like it.
Some kids have never seen this ever. That's so fire. You picked the perfect colors too.
Huh?
You picked the perfect colors.
I picked the only colors I had. I picked the colors in my gel art set. What are you talking about?
That's the only one you got? Like pastel?
No. I have neons too, but
Oh no, I like this pastel.
got this all using my gel paints, cat. Sorry guys, I wasn't paying attention to the
Do they like it?
Of course they like it. It's 90s with a new generation twist. Generational twist. Why wouldn't they like it? A lot of them are Gen X babies.
It kind of remind me of like a bandana. What's it called? I forget what the word is. Start with a P. That type of print.
So the what?
A P, like I forget what it's called.
Poncho?
No, you know, like the bandana, like the fabric. It's called something. It's not called like bandana print. It's called something else.
I'll throw my mat on here real quick. Just smooth everything out. Yep, I use all my gel art paints for this set, this design. I need to play the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air right now. I pull up.
Everything was so colorful in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you didn't even have to match.
Yep, you just wear neon green and neon blue and be like, oh wow.
With orange.
With orange. Probably because everybody was high as hell.
Literally, probably. Having fun.
Having fun. Woodstock. Weed's not even banned.
You said weed wasn't?
Yeah, it wasn't banned until oh no, actually it was banned in the 90s, never mind. It was in the 60s, 70s that wasn't banned because they didn't even know what the hell it was yet. But now the government's like, we can monetize this, bitches. Tax, tax, tax. Yo.
I'm gonna put gold rings on. Ooh, it's gonna be so.
Look at that. Oh my god. My mat kills. I'm telling you, my matte top coat is money back guarantee, y'all. You pay shipping, you don't like it, send it back. I don't use it. Show what's up with this mat. Well, there it is. Soul Train. Soul Train. In living color. Mad TV.
Oh, Mad TV. I used to love watching that.
Mad TV. Conan O'Brien. Jay Leno. When they first started.
That's how you know you was up too late.
That's how I know I didn't have cable coming over to America. All I had was
That's
Channel 8. Watching those one more time. In living color. In living color. You guys like it? Shit, pretty nice, right?
I like that orange color.
Mm-hmm.
The orange color. I like that. It's standing out a little bit.
She should be. Alright, y'all. Appreciate you guys joining me. Let's see her nails. Woo! Yes! Bitch, slay! Yes! Tell her to do 90s nails one more time. Tell her to do 90s nails one more time. We didn't have secret tips back in the 90s, y'all. But we do now. Whew. Ice. Whew. 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 Let's take a look at the side profile. And the secret tips. Good, good, good. No breaks here. Oop, sorry, leaning too much there. There you guys go. Thank you for joining me, guys. I'll see you guys later. Okay, I can't stop looking at these. Wow.